Allen, yes, he did take $5 million less per year. When you look at that list of players, he also took $100 million more guaranteed than anybody else. So he got his money. He's good. He might have done it in a way that does help the Bills' cap. So maybe there was a trade-off there. Hey, you're not getting $60 million per year, so you can't go around saying you're the best player or highest-paid player in the league. But in exchange for helping us do that and keep the cap lower, we're going to make a ton of the money guaranteed in comparison to the other guys. Maybe that's how it went. We don't really know, though, the cap number yet for Allen. Not yet. Those details have not been released. I'm sure they will sometime soon, but we'll see. 803-0550 is the phone number. Bills free agency. It's technically day 2. It's really day 4 because of Monday being the real unofficial opening of it. And as you heard Sal say last segment, maybe today we'll get some of those moves official, Joey Bosa and the rest, as they probably will fly to Buffalo first and then they'll do it. So what we have so far is the Bills filling their needs and filling holes on the roster that can help narrow what the draft board for need is going to look like. Because defensive end, while they could still do that, and I feel like they could still pick a first-round player at a lot of these positions, but I don't feel like they anymore have to take a end high in the draft. If they walked into the season, let's play it this way, position by position, would you be okay with them going into the season with what they've got at defensive end? Bosa, Rousseau, Michael Hoyt, Epinesa, and Javon Solomon. I'd be okay with that. I'd like them to do better, Hendrickson or one more rookie, but I'd be okay if they went in with just those ends. Would you be okay if they went into the season with the receivers that they have right now? Josh Palmer and Curtis Samuel, I don't know why I'm doing it in this order, Khalil Shakir and Keon Coleman. All right. I might not be okay with that. I bet majority be like, fine, you got your top 4. Maybe there's a depth signing somewhere in there. I don't need them to pick a first-round or second-round receiver, though. That's more the exercise. Running back, they're good. All the other offensive positions, they're good in this. Linebacker, they're good. But then you get to the 2 where I feel like the answer is definitively no. And that is defensive tackle. They signed Larry Ogunjobi, but he is a 3 technique. He is a smaller by his position standards. He is a pass rusher. He is someone that the Pittsburgh people are saying like lacks gap integrity and maybe leaves a little to be desired in the run game. So I've got him now with Ed Oliver and Dwayne Carter that are all that type of defensive tackle. And then for my big guy that I need to eat blocks up and hopefully also give me a little bit as a pass rusher, I want more than like when Star Lotulelei was here. He would eat up blocks, and that was it. Non-factor in terms of rushing the passer. I would like to see them add a Marcel Darius type, the player. You know, I could use a version of that maybe isn't, sleeping through meetings and late all the time and maybe not taking the profession seriously enough. But that skill set, that combination of size and athleticism, they haven't had a guy like that really since Darius, I would say. Daquan Jones is maybe like he's, in that mold, but he's not dominant in that way. So I need another guy like that, and that could be first round or second round, but it's got to be somebody. Because I would say no right now. I would not take their defensive tackle group right now going into the regular season. And then the other one, which is the easiest of them, is corner. And I don't know that there's anything they could do right now that would take corner off the board for like round 1. Or make it feel like it's not even the favorite. They could sign a defensive tackle the type that we just talked about in the next couple of days and feel like, all right, they still could draft one. It's a good draft at that class, but they don't really need to anymore. But they'd have to sign a guy like that. And to this point, they haven't. Corner, even if they brought back Rasul Douglas, or if they signed Stephon Gilmore back, or even if they did Asante Samuel Jr., I wonder what that contract would look like. The money will matter to this, and that's an obvious point here, is if you sign Asante Samuel Jr. to a 1-year, I don't know what his contract's going to look like. What's his market value at Spotrac? I should look. But if he signs a 1-year deal, he lacks the tackling and the size. They might say, yeah, we want to draft one anyway because we need one for the long term. But because they've got to pay Benford, the idea that they're going to pay another corner a big contract just doesn't seem all that likely.
Asante Samuel Jr. is an estimated average annual salary of $11.5 million.
Okay, so to me, I don't see them doing that. So if they did do that, though, sure, maybe that's the one guy left that could make us go, okay, maybe they don't need to invest in a highly drafted corner. Maybe it's just that guy, and that's if he even gets that. Which, okay, that seems fair enough. $11 million, that could be the number for him. But if it's Douglas or just some other veteran, I don't see them signing somebody that's going to rate enough to where corner isn't going to be the favorite. I think from now till the draft at the end of next month, if you ever see mock drafts or the odds that betting sites will put out on what position is favored by each team, that you're going to look and see corner a lot. On a lot of mock drafts, and listed as the betting favorite for the Bills in round 1. That we're setting up for a spring of the cornerback here, leading into the draft. Again, I might want to say if they don't sign Asante Samuel Jr. We did have that rumor 2 days ago that they were getting close to signing him, but there's been nothing about that since. And it didn't come from one of the big insiders. So kind of want to not believe that at this point in time. 803-0550 is the phone number if you've got a thought on their biggest holes left and what's left to do here in free agency as the board dries up. The biggest names left on the board are former Bills. PFF's top 3 remaining free agents are Amari Cooper, Stephon Diggs, and Rasul Douglas. And I have no belief that they're going to sign either of the top 2 guys, obviously, Cooper or Diggs. And maybe they do get to Douglas, though. 803-0550, the phone number. It's Jeremy and Joe. I got a stat of the day for you that's kind of mind-blowing on the Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys haven't done something in a decade that you can't believe they haven't done it in 10 years. Get to that when we come back. Players' Championship underway as well. This is WGR.